Hi. Once the app registration has been done, the next part will be creating the automation scripts or the automation test pods for the particular application. So for that, we'll be going to the left hand side menu and we'll be clicking on automation, and we'll be landing onto something called automation test bot creation page. So here you'll be able to create some test bots, and you'll be able to see some of the bots here as well. So to start with, I'll be creating a test bot, clicking on create new test bot, and I'll be giving a bot name which will be, and I'll be selecting the application. The application will be showing in this place if the application has been mapped to the project, and the description is optional, and the app reset works in such a way that if every time you launch the app, it will clear the cache behind, it will launch the app newly. And once you click on advanced option, we have two actions. If it is how to act if step fails, in the sense if any step fails or any action fails in the flow, then whether to stop the remaining flow or if to continue. So based on the option you choose, it will be working. And implicit wait time is the global wait time. I'll click on create. So once I click on create, this is the bot building page here, and we are in the build phase. There will be something called test data phase where you'll be managing multiple test data, and if you have multiple test data to automate, that can be added here. The artifacts is the place where you will be able to add the files like Word, Excel, documents, images, where in the middle of the flow or in the middle of application flow, if there is any document uploading is needed or image uploading, it will be tracked from here. And the bot result, as the name suggests, it shows the previous bot results. And here this will be the test bot flow, and here you will be seeing the screen once the application is launched, and you will be having some of the predefined actions here. So I'll be clicking on iPhone 8 and be clicking on launch, and you will be able to see the screen here, and the application will automatically launch, as you can see. Here you'll be able to see the mobile screen available. So we have some actions like select. So selectors will in default will be having it as screen view. This is the screen view that we are seeing, and if you go for elements view, you'll be able to see the element hierarchy through which you can select the applications. So I'll be in screen view, and there is something called scan by minimal and full. So minimal has the only elements that has action defined to it, and full will be having even text also. So it will be better if you move to text. So here you will be able to see all the actions, and for iOS mainly I will suggest it to be in full. So so to start creating the bots or actions, you'll be seeing these highlighters. These highlighters reflect each and every element in the screen. So I'll be clicking on categories here to record these categories. So here you will be having the label to can be changed here. Label can be changed based on your understanding. So I'll be adding this, and I'll be clicking on add to flow. So once you add to flow, so here you'll be able to see the action added. So once the action is added, manually I'll perform the same. So here you'll be seeing the new screen. So I will click on refresh screen here so that the newer screen will reflect in this page. Sir, once the newer screen is reflected, you can continue recording. So here I want to record this click of mobiles option. So I'll be clicking on this, and I'll be changing the label name. And so in actions we have multiple actions like click, double click, input, send keys, get value, get substring, compare, swipe, slide, smart wait, and verify element. So you can play around the actions here. I'll add click here, and I'll add it to flow. So this is how the action will be adding, and I'll be manually performing the click action, and I'll be clicking on refresh screen here. So once I once the page is refreshed, you can click on any icon. So I am clicking on Motorola here, so I'll be changing the label name as and I'll be adding it to flow. So once I click on Motorola, I'll be manually performing it and I'll be refreshing the screen here. So once the new screen comes, I want to swipe the screen up so that I'll be able to click on the phone I want. So for swiping, I'll be recording this as the element so that it can swipe a longer page. So here I'll be giving it as just launched banner, and I'll be giving the action as swipe, and I want to swipe it up, so I'll be giving it as up, and I'll be giving the option as 75% of the page I want to swipe, and I will click on add to flow. So this will be the action that will be added. So once the swipe happens, it will be more or less it will be like this. So here if you see, this will be, if we think this as the scroll, then I want to click on this banner and I will be adding it to the flow. And I want to click on it, so I'll be clicking on it. So once I click on it, it will be going to the device screen. So for that screen to appear, I have to click on refresh screen here. So here you will be able to see the screen. Here you'll be able to see the highlighter as well. So from here I want to, here we are in the first image or the first 3D image, so I want to go for the next image. So for that I want to swipe to left, so I'll be selecting this image. I'll be selecting this image and I'll be going for giving an label name mobile picture 1, and I want to swipe it left, so right to left. So the destination is left, so I'll be giving the direction of left and I'll be giving it as 75% and I will add it to the flow. So in this way the action will be added. So once it comes to the next page, I want to swipe it up as well. So what I will do, I will refresh the screen so that the newer screen comes and I will give a swipe up to the screen. So here if you can see, we are in the second image, so I will click on it and I will swipe it up. So again I will be giving a label name as and I will give a swipe up 100% and I will add it to the flow. So this will be swiping the, if this swipes the screen till this, let it be an idea. So I will come here and refresh the screen. Once the screen appears, I will be selecting this particular element here so that I can show you some comparison. So I'll be clicking on this text, so it will be a text here. So I'll be giving the text name as location and I want to compare this with the data, but before that I want to store it in a variable. So what I will do, there is some function called get value which can store the particular data that is there in the element into a variable. So I will be giving the variable name as location itself. This is the label name for identifying that particular element, and this is the variable name storing the data. I'll be adding it to the flow. So this adds this to the flow. So what I will do again, I'll click on it and I'll be needing it to compare. So for comparing with the expected data that I want to compare, I want to have the action as compare here, and you can give the expected result. So I have already stored the data in one variable, so I want to compare that with the text that is here. So for that, if I want to reuse the same variable, I want to give this syntax as open angular close angular curly braces, and I have to give the variable name inside so that it will compare with the data that is stored in this variable. I will be adding it to the flow. So once this part is done, the next part is I have to check whether this particular element is clickable or any other element is clickable. So what I will do, I'll just record this particular button and I will check whether this, I want to verify whether this element is clickable or not. So I'll be giving it as, and I want to verify whether this element is clickable. So verify element action is there. So I can click on it and I can verify whether within these functionalities whether it is working or not. So it is whether the element is clickable, invisible or visible. So I want to check whether the element is clickable and I want to give a default wait time. So within this default wait time, it will check whether the element is clickable and it will give a pass or a fail status. So I will be giving it as 20 seconds of wait time. So within this 20 seconds, it will check whether this element is clickable. If it is clickable, then it will give it as a pass and I will add it to the flow. This is how you verify an element. So in Tenjin Online, not only the actions or the UI, we can verify the element also whether it is visible or clickable, kind of. So in this way, you will be able to add multiple elements, and we have something called smart wait as well. So smart wait, how it works is, so for rather than giving hard wait, which is 2 seconds or 5 seconds or 10 seconds, for which whether the page loads within 1 second also, it will wait for 5 seconds. So to remove that extra wait time, we are having something called smart wait, where though you give 20 seconds or 50 seconds and the page loads within 4 or 5 seconds, then it will click on the element and it will continue the execution rather than waiting it for the whole hard time. Okay, so this is how smart wait will work, and here also we will be having conditions. Based on the condition, it will verify and it will continue. Here also you can maintain a good amount of wait time. So I will be changing it for verify element again, and I will be adding it to the flow. So let us execute this flow and we will see how it is gonna work. So before that, what I will do is, after this all this, I want to have a stable screenshot. So for that, I will have a hard wait of 2 seconds and I will take a screenshot. So this is capture screenshot functionality that will add as a predefined functionality that will capture a screenshot. And we have something called import test bot. For example, if you have a login and logout utility bots, or if you have a few utility bots in the flow that needs to be added but not need to be recorded every time, in that place you can click on import test bot and you can choose the test bot. You could have seen one more iOS bot in the test bot page, so that bot is getting stored here. And in import bot, you will be able to see the bots that are mapped to that particular application. So once the flow is ready, we will execute it. So let me execute this. So for that, I'll be clicking on run test bot on top. I'll be choosing the agent, the device and the dataset, and I'll be clicking on run. So once I click on run, you'll be able to see the screen here where the application will automatically launch and execute each and every action one after the other. So here you can see the actions are being so if you refresh the page, you will be able to see it will be coming, it has clicked on the banner here and it has swiped left for the next image, then it will do a 100% swipe up, as you can see, and it will get this value, and all the other 4 actions including a get substring action will work. And once all the execution is done, it will close the uh, app and you will be able to see the total status of this execution. So once it is done, it has closed the application, and if you refresh this page, you'll be able to see the pass action here, and you'll be able to see the time it took, how at what time it started and what time it ended, how many actions passed, total of 18 actions. So in screenshots you'll be able to see this capture screenshot functionality that you have added, and in verification you'll be able to see the verification. So as you can see, we first verified the uh, the data that we are having here, then we are verifying the color of the select color, whether it is clickable or not. So it returns an data as yes, the label is clickable, and so this is the verification we have done, and this is the output value where we have stored the location, the whole location in that string, and we have stored a substring also, and this is the device details that we ran it. So this is as far as the bot building and execution of an iOS application is considered.